My name is Suzanne Shumway, and I'm running for state representative for Michigan in the 107th District. I want to tell you just a bit about myself, why I'm running, and what I think are the most important issues facing us right now. Afterwards, maybe we can join together in conversation so that you can tell me what you're concerned about, too. Music. Elevator music. And that's going to have to be edited out of this. I teach English and speech at North Central Michigan College in Petoskey. For 10 years, I've worked with the people of our region, helping them to discover how to express themselves, their ideas, their passions, their desires, their fears. In the process, I think they've taught me more than I've taught them. They've taught me about what kind of bait to use when you're fishing for smallmouth bass, and why ice fishing isn't as crazy as it seems.
Thank you.
They taught me how to raise chickens in your own backyard for fresh eggs to cook with, and how to find mushrooms during morel season. They've taught me about cross-country skiing and snowboarding. Most of all, they've taught me what it means to be part of the community here in northern Michigan. And in the process, I've changed. I've learned that I love cross-country skiing, that I can, in fact, ski down an alpine race course. I've learned that fresh green beans are best when they come from your own backyard, that fly fishing is both an art and a science. I've learned that I have the very best students in the world, and some of them are here tonight. I've learned that I live in the most wonderful part of Michigan. But some of the things I've learned aren't so pleasant. I've learned that what we have here in Michigan, in northern Michigan, is under attack. I've watched as the jobs that our people depend on have disappeared, outsourced to other states, to other countries, or simply eliminated. I've seen people become desperate for the basic necessities of life as they slip inexorably into poverty, lacking food, shelter, healthcare, and friendship. And I've cried as our children, our future, have been forced to leave their homes, to look for jobs downstate or out of state, becoming 21st century immigrants, or serving in foreign countries in wars that we don't fully understand, hoping to survive until a better time. We can do better than this. We can make northern Michigan a better place by working together and fixing the problems that face us. No one knows these problems better than we do, and no one has as much at stake as we do. These problems are significant, and they won't be easy to solve. There are no easy solutions. There are no free lunches. One thing we know here in northern Michigan, what we get, we have to work for. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you what I think we have to work for in 2012. First, we need to work for a solid educational system, an educational system that does not run according to a corporate business plan, because education is not a business. Education should not be a competition with winner-take-all rewards and punishments for those who don't perform. Education, as any teacher will tell you, just doesn't work that way. And education is not a playground for corporations, for special interest foundations, or political parties. Nor is it a reserve bank to go to when other sources of revenue have dried up. We need to stop the legislative attacks on education and on educators so that teachers and students and families can all do their jobs effectively and concentrate on the miracle that takes place every day in thousands of classrooms across our district. Learning. We need to strengthen our community schools and make learning a matter of collaboration, not competition. Public schools are the foundation of democracy, and we must never forget this. The next concentrate on is the economy. We need more jobs in northern Michigan. We need to create an economic environment that encourages small businesses. We can do this by creating tax credits, but that's not enough. Remember, there are no easy answers. So what are some other ways that we can create this business-friendly environment? We can remove the burden of complexity by streamlining regulations as well as taxes. We can protect tourism not just by launching a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign, but by protecting retired workers' pensions as well. We can create fair and equitable taxes that don't burden the poor. We can stop rewarding large corporations that don't have any place in northern Michigan. Finally, we need to shift the burden of taxation from the middle class and the poor who have shouldered that burden for too long. It's time for the 1% to pay their fair share. We need legislators who are brave enough to face the problem of inequity head on. The third issue I want to focus on is the environment. We must protect the environment, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because it's the smart thing to do. Northern Michigan relies on tourism for our economy. The environment is not only our most important natural resource, it's our most important economic resource as well. We cannot risk losing this resource. No simple solutions means that we will face some hard decisions in the coming years, but we must never forget that our economy relies on clean water, on fresh, pure breezes, and on green, rolling hills. We need to protect our environment, and to do this effectively, we need to be prepared for some difficult conversations and decisions ahead. And finally, I'd like to take just a moment to talk about an issue that is very important to me, our veterans. In the first years of my marriage, I was a military dependent, thanks to my husband, Michael, and as the wife of a Marine, I sympathize with the veterans in my classes. I feel for them when I see them struggling in my speech classes, knowing that they have dealt with far worse things than getting up in front of a class to speak, but knowing as well that PTSD doesn't distinguish between real and perceived threats. I worry about them when I think about their chances for employment in a weak economy. And I hurt for them when I see the years of school they must go through all over again to be policemen, firefighters, electricians, and healthcare workers stateside when they've been doing those jobs for years, often under fire. We can do better than this. Our servicemen and women deserve better from us. We need to elect legislators who respect and care for veterans and for their families. These issues, education, jobs, the environment, and veterans make up my platform. Tonight, we've gathered here together because we believe that we can make a difference. Working together, we can repair the damage that has been done. We can make our community a better place by thinking regionally and by living regionally. I won't mislead you, there are big problems out there. The challenges facing us are formidable. And let me repeat this, there are no easy solutions, no free lunches. We have to be active and engaged citizens, each and every one of us. Each of us must do our part. But if we work together, we can do it. I have no doubt of that. And we will work not only for ourselves, but for those who aren't here tonight. For those fathers and mothers who are putting children to bed and who are washing up the dishes. For the men and women who are working the second shifts so they can pay for their mortgages. And for the teachers who are grading papers to give back to their students tomorrow morning. We will work for them, and we will work for ourselves, and we'll work for our children, and we will not stop until we make it to Lansing. Allons-y. Let's make it happen. This is showing us that it is time for change and that we can make change happen, and that it's going to take each and every one of us. Every one of you is important to this campaign. We can't do it without your help. So please, let's work together Let's get more pizza and more drinks. And now I'm going to be around. If you have questions or comments or thoughts or ideas, please contact me, and I just want to listen. Okay? Thank you very much.